So I'm giving myself what you call a bald fade. Basically, I'm going against the grain of my hair. Against the grain. With either a trimmer or my fader's clothes. I'm using the walls. I'm using the wall designer clothes. And I'm going against the grain of my hair. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want the Michael Jordan look. I love Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is one of my favorite basketball players of all time. I'm talking about, like, when I was in elementary school, I studied Jordan when he was in college. And when I got to middle school, he's the reason why I dunked my first basketball. I mean, literally, like, the entire reason. Like, I studied him on NBA Inside Stuff. I watched his movements. I studied his trainer. I did the workout routine that his trainer told him to do, which was mainly to control the core area. I did sit-ups every day, at least 100 in the morning and 100 at night before I went to bed. I did 200 calf raises on the edge of the stairs. And then I put weights in a backpack, and I did step-ups on a chair and switch feet in my room every day for almost 6 months straight. And that one day when I was in 8th grade, I was playing pickup basketball with some friends, and the girls' gym the rim was just a little bit lower, and we was playing basketball with a girls' basketball, and I was dribbling the basketball, and I juked one of my friends, and I jumped up, and I got high enough to dunk the basketball, and I dunked it in the 8th grade. And that's what let me know that Jordan's exercise by Tim Grover, that's his trainer. Tim Grover is a phenomenal trainer for the Chicago Bulls, but specifically for Michael Jordan. And I bought his book, and I read the book from cover to cover and started doing the workout exercise, and it had a 42-inch vertical. Man, I'm talking like, so the hairstyle that I'm rocking now is a tribute to Michael Jordan, one of my favorite basketball players. And this hairstyle actually helps me keep a cool breeze around myself in the summertime while I'm working, because I sweat tremendously. So I'm gonna show you guys my skincare regimen, because I do have a skincare regimen. Every man and child or teen should have a skincare regimen, what you do for your hair and your face to keep up with hygiene. Hygiene is very important for men, but also young men. Okay, when you get up in the morning, the first thing you should do is say your prayers, exercise, and hit that shower. Wash everything from head to toe, especially in the triangle area. The triangle area is the armpits, privates, and make sure you get your face and your mouth together, and your rear area together. Okay, the triangle area. Okay, your privates, the front and the back. Make sure that's clean. Get your underarms together, but then also make sure you get this mouth, brush your teeth real good, get your tongue, and then get your head, okay, and face, all right? All young brothers should know how to properly wash themselves. Pull the skin back, y'all know what I'm talking about. Make sure you get all the areas that you ain't hit with fresh water and soap, and then dry it off, like hit it with soap, soap your rag up real good, open up your hand, freshen yourself up, make sure you're soapy. When it's time to rinse yourself off, squeeze all the soap out, make sure it's just got water on there, and hit all the areas and get all the soap off you. And then, when you get out the shower, put on some lotion, or a little bit of like a little small amount of baby oil or Vaseline, oil yourself up real good. Hit yourself with some cologne, a couple squirts right here and there, okay? And then put your clothes on. Make sure your clothes are freshly ironed. Don't leave out the house wrinkled. Okay, your appearance means everything when you step out to go somewhere. I know sometimes you be in a rush, but if you're going to school, you're going to work, you're going to present yourself in public, make sure that you look the part and you fresh and you smell good, because women are very big on smells, and then people are very big on your first impression when you go out anywhere. My grandma always taught me to look your best when you go out somewhere. Make sure you look your best, and she was real big on making sure you scrub when you in that tub. Make sure you scrub when you in the tub or the shower. If you don't get out of the shower or the tub and you don't see dirt in the tub, that means either you clean or you ain't washed good enough. Okay, so hygiene is very important. Now, I'm gonna go over my skincare regimen while I'm cutting my hair. I'm gonna give myself a steam facial. So, when I was in middle school, I had really bad oily skin. I'm talking about like overly active. Just right before I started hitting puberty. I was like 11, 12 years old. I had a growth spurt when I was in the 6th grade, and I just shot up. And when I shot up, I started getting a little bit of hair here and there. And my skin was really oily, and I had Nestle Crunch face. They used to call me Nestle Crunch. And I hated the fact that they called me Nestle Crunch when I was in middle school because my face was bumpy, and I had acne because I used to run and play all the time, and I used to play real hard outside. I was real hard on my shoes. So my mother had got me some dermatological medicine from the doctor, and it used to burn. I'm talking about like, it was like a cream I had to put on my face. It was some medicine that was in like a roller cartridge that I had to roll on the bumps, which like it made them real hot, and then it dried them out, and it hurt. And then I had to put some liquid on my face, okay, and then let it dry out, okay. And I had to do that for probably about a good 6 months. I did it, and it worked, because after, it seemed like it burned the area, but I think what it was doing was it was healing something on the inside that was going on. But after I used it for probably about a good 6 months, and I got used to it, my skin started to clear up. I'm talking about like, and it was like baby bottoms smooth. And so I got used to the skincare regimen. Now my skincare regimen is a little different. I'm 44 years old. I've since grew out of the oily skin phase. I know how to deal with my oily skin. But for any young men out there that struggle with pimples and bumps on your skin and on your face, I want to help you with a skincare regimen that helped me out. Okay, so when I was in middle school, we used to take toothpaste, okay? Take toothpaste and put it on our pimples, and put it on there, and just let it sit there, and then let it get crusty. And then once it got crusty, then we took a hot rag and then put the hot rag on there, and then take a pair of tweezers and then hit the core of the pimple, pull the core out, and then take a tissue and then block the tissue, and then maybe a day or two is gone. The reason why the pimple is there is because there's internal, either some dirt inside of the pore that caused the inside pore to swell, which made the actual pimple, or it's oil in there. And so you gotta be able to deal with the oil. So I bought something called Noxzema. Noxzema works very well with my skin, and it's a topical cream, a white cream you put on your face, okay? And then after you put it on your face, you let it sit, and then you take a hot rag, like hot rag, as hot as you can take it, put it on your skin, and wipe it all off. And then take all the dirt, gonna come off right into the sink. And that's something that I use as part of my skincare regimen in the morning time when I'm getting myself ready. Make sure I hit all this. All right, here we go with part 2 of the skincare regimen.